What is up, everybody? Spatula, and today I'm bringing you a new commentary type series thing. So what it's going to be is I'm going to do kind of movie reviews after, like, if the movie's actually in theaters at the time. I mean, I'm not going to go and review, like, the Titanic or Avatar or something that, old, it's already out. I decided to review movies that are just, like, in theaters now or in theaters as I'm posting the video. So that brings us to Catching Fire. But before I start talking about that movie or anything about that, how great that movie is, I want to explain my new uploading schedule. Finally, I made something. So I was trying to do every 3 days, but then it's just awkward because you do Monday, Thursday, then it's like weird. Like it's not like set days. So I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you're like, haha, you just said you're doing a new upload schedule, but this is uploaded on a Tuesday, it's because I have to get used to it. So fuck off. So anyway, yeah, this is being uploaded on a Tuesday because Monday I had to work a 12-hour shift, which is stupidly insane, but it's what I do because I love no. But anyway, I had to do it. So, yes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I've got days off from work. I'm going to be recording, get everything up, have, stuff ready to go up on those days. And yeah, and there'll be something special at 2,000 subscribers. I think I might have already said that. I don't know, but that's coming. Let's just get started on talking about the video. So, Hunger Games Catching Fire is movie number 2 of 3 in the whole Hunger Games series. So, it was originally a book by Suzanne Collins or something like that. So anyway, she wrote 3 books, and they all go together, and the first 2 movies are already out. And if you haven't seen the first one, I'll just give like a brief summary of what it is. So basically what it is it's like something went wrong, so the government is hard. And there's 12 different districts where, and they're all like mostly poverty, except for like districts 1 and 2, they're like loved by the capital, and the capital is aka pretty much the government. And so, yada, 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 there was an uprising, blah, blah, blah. You don't see any of this in the movie, but there was an uprising, as far as you know. And so what the government does now to keep it so everyone doesn't fight back or try and do that again is every year they take 2 kids, ages 12 to 18, a boy and a girl. They take 1 from each district and make them fight to the death until there's 1 left. So that's where we meet our main character, Katniss Everdeen, who is played by Jennifer Lawrence, who is super fucking hot. So if you don't even like the storyline, if you don't like anything about the movie, watch the movie because Jennifer Lawrence is so hot. And if you're a girl, watch the movie because apparently Liam Hemsworth is really hot to you guys. So, yeah, watch the movie just for them if you don't like the storyline. So, anyway, so she's the main character. Well, she's the main character, but there are, like, other main characters, like Josh Hutcherson. They're, like, not... She's the main, but they're in there just as much. So anyway, she gets called, obviously. You know she's going to get called because you're watching the movie. It's all about her. So she gets called in. And, well, no. Correction. Her sister gets called in. And she volunteers for her sister. And volunteering's, like, really rare because you're pretty much going to die. Because Districts 1 and 2 are, like, trained to, like, kill the fuck out of you since they're born. So they pretty much always win. So if you're volunteering, and she's from District 12, if you're volunteering, you're pretty much dead. So she volunteers. She goes in. Blah, 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 blah. She gets to you watch the whole thing play out, and she's in, like, the final, like, 4 or 5 or 6. I don't really remember. But she's in the finals. Then she hears something go off because there's, like, speakers while you're in there killing each other. Now she's in the arena. They're killing each other. And there's, like, speakers and stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's, like, 6 people left. And she hears something, like, the voice comes over. It says, like, if you and your district partner are the last 2, you can both win or something. So that means for, like, the first time ever in the Hunger Games, 2 people can win. So she runs out and she looks for Peeta, which is the boy main character who also got called from her district. She looks for him, finds him, he's in bad condition, fixes him up, they're like last 4 or whatever. And then I gotta get through this freaking summary. And then she gets to the final 2 with Peeta and they're like, oh, just kidding, only one of you can win, one of you kill each other. So then like Peeta's like, kill me, Katniss, blah, blah, blah. But she doesn't. She's like, let's eat these berries that kill us. So they pretend to eat. She's like counting down like they're just going to eat the berries because she's like, let's not give them a winner. Let's fight back, blah, blah. So she goes to eat the berries. But like their excuse was they love each other too. Well, that's what the excuse is in the future is that they love each other so much. That's why they did it. So, but they literally couldn't have one of them win. They either both had to die or like because they couldn't kill each other. So they're just like, we're both going to have to kill ourselves. So they go, they hold the berries, and they're like, they're about to eat it, and they don't. Like, the voice comes over again. They're like, just kidding, you both win, ha. Well, not really like that, but it was in more like a nervous voice. But they do end up both winning, and that's, like, huge. That's, like, a big fuck you to the Capitol, a.k.a. the government, and they didn't like that. So that's pretty much how number 1 ends, and then it goes into number 2, Catching Fire, which is so good. It is so good. I love this movie so much. It's for me, just because I love the Hunger Games, I love Jennifer Lawrence, I love everything about like the books and everything, this movie's got to be in my top 5. Like that's how high I put it. It's right under like Finding Nemo and that's it. It's Finding Nemo, Hunger Games. That's my order apparently. But no, it is really really good. So this is pretty much what they're doing is Peeta and Katniss, since they won, they get like riches. They're like rich from now on because they won. They're treated like royalty, except she gets visited by President Snow, who's like, yo, bitch, I'm pissed the fuck off because everyone thinks that we're like pushovers now because everyone's rebelling now. Everyone's like, oh, they can do it, we can do it. So, and it's all under her name. She's like the leader. She was the icon that made it happen, even though she didn't mean to. It was a complete accident. So she goes from district to district saying, giving like her victory speeches, everything like that. And she starts off with District 11, where she met a girl named Rue, because you go in there from ages 12 to 18. And when she was in the arena, she found a girl named Rue who was from District 12, and they were like allies throughout the whole thing. And Rue was only 12, so she was from District 11, and Rue was only 12. So it was like a big deal that she was in there, because she's the youngest one in there. Like if there was a 12-year-old girl in front of me and I'm an 18-year-old man, I will kill the shit out of her. Like she doesn't stand a chance at all. So Katniss kind of like saw her as her sister and tried to carry her throughout as far as she could, and then she ended up dying, and Katniss was sad. And then they went to District 11 first, and they have one of their managers or whatever wrote out speeches for them, but Katniss was like, oh, I need to say stuff, I need to say how I feel because this is Rue's family, and I tried as hard as I could to protect Rue. So she went against, the whatever, and started talking about, how sorry she was, how she tried to help Rue, everything like that. And then one of the guys gives up like the 3-finger symbol, which is like peace or something. It shows that they're on her side, and then he gets shot in the face for doing that. So again, she's a leader to them when she doesn't want to be. So then Snow visits her. That's the president. That's the leader of the Capitol. And he's like, bitch, you got to make them think you were so madly in love that's why you did this, not because you want an uprising. You got to convince them that you two are so in love. So they try to convince them. They get to the end. She did a shitty ass job. And the guy who ran the Hunger Games in the first one was actually killed off because of how that ended. The President Snow was like, fuck you, and he locked him in a room with just berries, those poison berries that they, tried to eat. He locked him in a room. He's like, you're going to die here. That's what you get for fucking up. And then there's a new game maker who we don't know at the beginning of the movie is actually on Katniss' side, but if you read the book, you know right away. So this new head maker comes in, whatever, and then he's talking to the president. He's like, the president's just like, we should kill Katniss. Like, who cares? Kill her before something bad happens. And the new head game maker is like, instead of killing her, let's do all this, blah, 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 devises this plan. And then they end up going through with it. So what the plan is, without giving away too much, 'cause I'm not trying to spoil the whole movie for you. Like, if you read the books, obviously this isn't a spoiler at all for you, but if you haven't read the books, I'm raping this for you. But no, it's still a good movie to watch. Anyway, so what the head game maker decides to do is they go... Every 25 years, there's something special. The first 25 years, I don't think they tell you... Well, the 25th anniversary of the Hunger Games, they don't tell you what they did special. The 50th anniversary of the Hunger Games, they had twice the amount of people, so it's 48 people fighting to the death for only one to survive. And then the 75th come up, and what do? They bring in every single victor in. Well, they bring in one victor from each district. So if you're from District 6, like Katniss is, she's the first girl to ever win at District 6, so she gets called back in automatically. And the only people from District 6 that for boys are Peeta, the one she won with, who loves her because he really loves her, but she's like about him still. So it's him and their trainer, who was a guy named Haymitch, who won the 50th annual Hunger Games, but he's not going to get called. He doesn't get put back in because Peeta's like, I'm going to volunteer no matter what. I'm going in with her to protect her, whatever. So the 75th annual Hunger Games is now all these. It's like, instead of a bunch of 12 to 18-year-olds, there's like an 80-year-old woman, there's like 30-year-old muscle men, there's 40, 50-year-old just psychopaths pretty much because the game's ruined them. So they all have to go back in now, and they all have to fight again. So Katniss is obviously freaking out. Her family, she doesn't even get to say bye to her family. Everyone else is like, but the head game maker this whole time is making a plan and not telling Katniss because she has a big-ass mouth and would fuck it up. Because in the book, you knew the head game maker was on Katniss' team because he showed her like a Mockingjay pin, which is the symbol of the Hunger Games, which is in the thumbnail of this video. But in the movie, you don't see that, so you're like kind of skeptical throughout the whole thing what's going on. So anyway, they get called back in, and the head game maker, like I said, tells a bunch of the people that have gotten like renominated, have gotten reaped back in there. He's told them the plan. They know what's going on. They're there to help out, but some don't. So it's not just like everyone's like happy-go-lucky putting on an act. Everyone's still killing the shit out of each other because there's good people and bad people. Some know the plan. Some are just there to kill you because they know they can. They know they can win. Like I said, the people from District 1 are huge. So yeah, without giving away too much, I'm gonna end it there. So she does go back in. She does go back with a bunch of people. There is a plan to try and... You'll see. Go watch the movie. It's that good. And what I want to point out that I like about the movie is it's action-packed the whole time. Like, even when like she's not even like nowhere near the Hunger Games, there's still action. There's sad moments to make you actually feel for the characters. Like when she gets called back in, you're like, fuck. When there's a point where Peeta's like not doing so good, you're like, oh my god, please get better. Like I read the books and I'm still like peeing my pants watching, even though I know exactly what's gonna happen. It's still really, really sad. Like it's really good. Everything connects really well. The sad moments are put in there perfectly. They're not like overwhelming, but they make you tear up a little bit. For some of them, I was like, oh gosh. The action in the actual Hunger Games is it's maybe better than the first one. The first one there's more like Hunger Games battle action, but this one still has a good amount. Like I said, go watch it. If you haven't seen the first one, it's on Netflix. Go watch the first one on Netflix. It's just as good. The second one's literally blew my mind. It is such a good movie. I can't explain how good it is in the 11 minutes I've already had to explain it, but really do watch it. You won't be disappointed. Then you can come back and thank me. And read the books too if you haven't done that, because those are super good too. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up. So hopefully I'm going to do more of these little movie review type things. Be sure to like the video, leave a comment if you saw it and what you think of the movie. And I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you all next time.